All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next roaster is well known in the world of community theater. Kim Frank has performed with Russ in Noises Off and was last seen in Accomplice. The woman exposes herself on stage more often than an out-of-work model at a CCM life drawing class. I was never that lucky in my classes, ladies and gentlemen. The very lovely, the very funny Kim Frank.
Invited to come and speak tonight. I'm also honored that they actually let me eat. As we know from Andy and Russ's past, if you speak, you're not invited to the party. I believe the priest is still waiting for his invitation to their wedding. I also want to say that Andy and I guess Andy's mom did such a great job decorating tonight. It's amazing what one person can do with some PVC pipe and a baby carriage. It looks great. I'm kind of sad that John Mantis isn't here. Did he walk in?
Yes, walked in.
Thanks for coming, John. I'm so glad you blessed us not only with your presence but also with your wonderful ass. John has the self-proclaimed most amazing rear end in the world. In fact, at our roasting meeting, David described it as 2 Filipino peaches under a piece of cheesecloth. No, really, it is like heaven with a slice down the middle. No, I didn't actually come up with that. Jason Victor did, but he wouldn't have been able to deliver it. He's kind of a really bad actor. I don't know if anybody saw him fall down the stairs and Noises Off, but it was about as believable as Governor Spitzer's marriage vows. So, Jason, I'm sorry I cheated and stole your joke, but it's not cheating if you watch, right? Unlike a traditional roast, I'm going to start with the nice things, and then I'm going to get down to the nitty-gritty. Also, unlike a typical roast, all of my jokes are taken from Wedding Crashers. Okay. I consider Russ one of my closest friends, and while he's sometimes a little rough around the edges, as everybody has drawn wonderful attention to, he really is a very, very wonderful guy and somebody who I treasure in my life. He's kind of like a porcupine. He's like really prickly on the outside, but if you cut him in half, it's all like warm and mushy, and it's great. This is serious. He has really shown me that it's okay to enjoy life like you're a child, but still be responsible and fulfill your duties as an adult. And I really do envy that. And I think now that you're joining me in your 30s, I hope you do continue to always have that enthusiasm. And I know I'm not the only one who believes this, but you've certainly made my life better for having known you. Significantly more complicated at times, but definitely better. I first met Russ 6 years ago when he came and auditioned for my Scarlet Pimpernel production at Brundage Park Playhouse. He and David both came together to the audition, and I thought that I had really hit the jackpot. I mean, here's this guy who had seen the show 14 times. He came with his own sheet music. He was incredibly talented. He also came with a photo of himself with Douglas Sills that was signed. And, well, his life partner was also very talented. So I got two for the price of one on that deal. No, seriously, Russ, knows more Broadway show tunes than my gay ex-boyfriend. When he shaves his beard, Andy gets a razor burn. Speaking of Brundage, Andy originally wanted to have this party at Brundage Park Playhouse, but ASCAP wouldn't give us the rights to sing Happy Birthday, so we had to cancel that. Seriously, only Russ Crespellini could move into a town and within 6 months completely dismantle the entire governmental workings of that town. Right after I met Russ was, as David alluded to earlier, a very important milestone in Russ's life. He had joined the Century Club, which, for those of you who don't know, it's not something you do on an airplane or something you join for doing a lot of shots in a row. It means that he had just lost 100 pounds. And at that time in my life, I weighed about 100 pounds, so he had seriously just lost me. And I was so impressed by that. And, he didn't do it because he wanted to look good or he wanted to impress Andy. He actually did it so he could fit onto the Batman ride at Great Adventure. Whatever it takes, though, whatever it takes. But I have some really great memories of that summer. We used to tool around in the Galaxy. You guys know Russ's red car. One night, David and Russ and I were in the Galaxy, and there must have been some kind of wire. This is a completely true story. Well, most of it is true. We were riding down Millbrook Avenue in the Galaxy. Do you remember this?
Oh, please.
There was a short in the car. And every time Russ hit the brakes, the lights went out. And it was like midnight, and we were driving down this pitch black road. So we'd hit the brakes, and the lights would go out, and suddenly, when they came back on, I was missing an article of clothing. It was. So the next day, I just went and put a bag of sand in his gas tank. Well, actually, it wasn't me. It was Grandma Rose. She wanted you to help her with the ironing. She said, "Stop gallivanting with your friends and come help me with the ironing." And you went, "Grandma!" Seriously. Some of my fondest memories are of filming movies with Russ. We did Hard Boiled and Signs, and then we did Undercover Understudies, which is coming soon to a theater near you, which you guys haven't seen. But Russ, here's a tip, and it's just a tip, so it doesn't really count. People think it's a little weird that a guy would choose to name his film company Massive Rooster, and then pick the tiniest cat for a pet. And then name that cat Lucky. Lucky Chase. Maybe a better name would have been Lucky Chase. Benjamin Franklin once said, "At 20 years of age, the will reigns. At 30 years, the wit. At 40, the judgment." So Russ, now that you're turning 30, we're all looking forward to a little more of your wit, a little less of your will. And I'm guessing that we'll be taking better notes for your 40th birthday, Russ. That is, if you're still talking to us by then. Now, I'm going to take up just a little more of your time. I'm going to do something I don't do very often, and for those of you who know me, you know why. And for those of you who don't, you'll soon know. I don't often sing, but I thought this was a very special occasion, so I wrote a very special song. I'm going to bring it down a notch here with my special rendition of Only Love by Frank Wildhorn from Russ's favorite musical, The Scarlet Pimpernel. I'll be singing it, this will be sung in the style of Christine Andreas, in the key of A flat. You know his vengeance streak is bad, and now you've gone and made him mad. I am afraid you have made it real. He'll love you like a seal. Tonight, don't make him mad, you know he's Russ. The one thing he believes in is getting even. Are you insane? You know he's Russ. He'll pop like Lou Ferrigno. No, you are screwed. You pissed off Russ. He'll kill your dog. He'll steal your wife. You'll lose your job and he'll ruin your life. Don't make him mad, you know he's Russ. If he wants to see you fall, he'll make 4 phone calls. Are you insane? You know he's Russ. Saved every email you've sent him since 1997. You are screwed. You've pissed off Russ. Thank you, Cleveland.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Kim. We'll send our apologies to Broadway. Every year, Russ takes a vacation for 1 week to his favorite place, the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And for 1 week, we're all on vacation too. No, but I shouldn't joke. I've actually vacationed with Russ and his family, and they're always so gracious, always so welcoming. What great times, what great memories. Rose can't keep her hands off me, but it's a little awkward. But wonderful memories. Rose, where are you, Rose? Rose, me and you. Snuggle. Now, I vacationed with them, but I've also worked with them. Okay, now I worked with Russ and his dad many summers ago, over a couple summers. It was a great time, plenty of stories, ask him about it later. One day we're coming home, we're on Route 287, Russ's Galaxy stalls out. Who comes to the rescue but Russ's dad? Using only a little bit of wire and an ice scraper, snaps it in half. Cow! Tie something to something in the thing. Cow! Tie something to something else. And drives the car home. It's cool. Want to get him? Thank you. Shut up! Drives the car home by pulling this wire the entire time. He MacGyvered his way out of this situation. That's amazing. You can't tie a tie.